Good morning. This is the recording for 7.5, number 14. This is our problem right here, and we have all the same radicals, so we can just add or subtract to simplify. So this is basically a 1 to the square root of 6. So we have 1 plus 3 is 4, minus 8 is minus 4 to the square root of 6. That's our answer. Number 24, we need to simplify this a little bit or break it down. So we have 2 times the square root of 9 times the square root of x squared times the square root of x minus the square root of x. Okay, so the square root of 9 is 3, so 2 times 3, and this square root of x becomes x, and the square root of x minus the square root of x crosses out. So I believe our answer is going to be 2 times 3 is 6. So I believe that is going to be our answer. Okay, on number 42, we have binomials here that we need to multiply. So 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times the square root of 5 is 4 times the square root of 5 minus 2 times the square root of 5 minus the square root of 5 times the square root of 5. Whoops. Okay, so we need to combine our like terms. So 4 times the square root of 5 minus 2 times the square root of 5 becomes 2 to the square root of 5. Bring down your 8. And then, so you've got rid of these, minus the square root of 5 times the square root of 5 is minus the square root of 25. So you have 8 plus 2 times the square root of 5 minus the square root of 5 is 25, or is 5. So 8 minus 5 is 3, and then you have 2 to the square root of 5. So that is your answer. Okay, on number 68, we have a fraction with radicals, so we need to multiply the denominator by the conjugate. So we'll have this multiplied, we need the opposite, so times the square root of 5 minus the square root of 2 on the top and the bottom. Okay, so now we're going to multiply. And we're going to say square root of 5 times the square root of 5 is the square root of 25. We know if we if we FOIL this, the middle's going to cancel itself out. So then we have minus the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is the square root of 4. And up top we need to go ahead and multiply. So the square root of 7 times the square root of 5 is the square root of 35. Minus the square root of 14 plus the square root of 25 minus the square root of 10. Okay, now we need to simplify again. So we take most of these are going to stay the same. There is no square root for 35, 14, or 10, but the square root of 25 is 5. So we have 5 plus the square root of 35 minus the square root of 14 minus the square root of 10 over square root of 25 is 5 minus the square root of 4 is 2. So our answer will end up being 5 plus the square root of 35 minus the square root of 14 minus the square root of 10 over 3, because 5 minus 2 is 3. And that's our final answer.